What's up, guys? So a new trailer was just released for Guilty Gear Strive, running through the different modes in the game and some of the different features. And the game comes out, I think April 9th is the release date, and I thought now would maybe be a good time to talk about my thoughts on how Guilty Gear Strive looks so far. Today, we're going to be running through the 3 reasons I'm most excited for Guilty Gear Strive to come out, and maybe the 3 reasons why I'm most worried or scared. The game seems a little bit contentious. The big thing really is that they're making a lot of changes. The game is going to be very, very different from the previous Guilty Gear games. So there's a lot of potential for sure, but there's also a lot of potential for, people who are big fans of the previous games to be disappointed. But let's jump in, and we're going to start out and talk about the 3 reasons I'm most excited, as well as 3 reasons I'm a little bit worried. So the first reason I'm really excited for Guilty Gear Strive is the visuals. I mean, I kind of feel like this is obvious. Just look at it. It looks incredible. I think this might be the best looking 3D graphics fighting game ever made. Obviously, Guilty Gear XR looked really, really good for the time. And then Dragon Ball FighterZ and Grand Blue Fantasy Versus also look really amazing. But they've really taken it to another level with Strive. The smoothness, the number of frames, the detail, the backgrounds, everything looks incredible. So I really am looking forward to just being able to look at this game in motion in 60 FPS on my console. It's really mind-blowing. However, something that does not look so amazing is the online lobby. I think a lot of people who played the beta, myself included, were not super pleased with the online lobby. It kind of looks like Habbo Hotel. It doesn't have that much of a Guilty Gear feel, and it's a little confusing with the different levels, the way you have to walk around with your sword out and find matches. I think a lot of people were disappointed when they revealed that this was staying in the game. This was not just a temporary thing. However, thankfully, they have clarified that you're going to be able to just match while you're in training mode or just on the main menu, search for matches. So I guess my viral tweet that I made about how why don't fighting games just let us push a find match button? They've answered my prayers. There is going to be a find match button, but yeah, the lobby system that they've made, it kind of feels like maybe a step down from what they had in Guilty Gear XR. I don't know. It looks kind of jank to me, and it wasn't that fun in the beta, but we'll see. Maybe it'll be okay in the final game. Next reason I'm hyped for the game, however, is rollback netcode. I believe this is the first Arc System Works game that isn't like a re-release or a port that has rollback netcode. In case you guys don't know, rollback netcode is a method of online play that basically makes it so that when there's a lag spike, the game doesn't slow down and hitch to keep up with it the way that it does in games with what's called delay-based netcode. And Dragon Ball FighterZ, Grand Blue Fantasy, Guilty Gear XR, they all have delay-based netcode, but Guilty Gear Strive is going to have rollback. Not that having rollback necessarily means the netcode is going to be amazing. Street Fighter V has rollback, for example, and the online is not that good. There's a lot of issues with it, but I know that Arc System Works has been kind of pushing this a lot. They've been talking about how it's been something they've been focusing on. They even mentioned it in the modes trailer that came out the other day, so I have a feeling, I'm hoping that the netcode is going to be really great and we're going to be able to get lots of really smooth online matches. I mean, it just makes such a big difference in just how you feel about the game. When you lose and you know that you can't blame it on a big lag spike, you just lost because, of your own play. It makes a big difference in how you feel about the game, so I'm so excited to be able to play Guilty Gear with rollback that isn't Accent Core Plus R, which did come out, the port, they added rollback to Accent Core Plus R, and it's amazing, so I hope it's just as amazing in Strive. The next reason I'm a little bit scared about Guilty Gear Strive is going to be the combo system. So I know this is one of those things that's kind of been changing a lot. They asked for feedback after the beta, and it does seem like they've been implementing some of the players' feedback in different ways. But the combo system is very, very reduced in Guilty Gear Strive based on what we know. I do think I could see the argument that in Accent Core and in XR, it's a little too complicated with the YRCs, the FRCs, the different character weights, having to have specific juggle combos for fighting different characters, stuff like that. I think it was a little too unapproachable for new players, but I worry maybe they've gone too far with Strive. They've really, really reduced the combo potential. It's starting to seem like there might not be that much reward for putting in a ton of effort and learning really optimal combos. I think that there should be a gradient. I think new players should be able to do easier combos that are less damaging, and then if you're an experienced player, you can work your way up to the more and more complicated combos and get rewarded for it. And I don't know if we've quite seen yet if that exists in Strive, or if all the combos are just going to be kind of short and easy. I mean, we saw in the beta, Mei just does forward punch 5 times, and it does like insane damage, more damage than some of her more optimal combos. So we'll have to see. I don't necessarily think like combos make a fighting game good or bad, like how fun the combos are, but it can make a big difference in terms of feeling a sense of progression and reward as you learn the game and level up. So I'm interested to see how this will look in the final game for Strive. And let's hope that they've got some cool stuff in store for all these different characters. All right, and then the third and final reason why I'm really hyped for the game here is just to explore the different systems that are involved in the game. Guilty Gear, a very systems-heavy game. You know, there's Roman Cancel, there's Burst, there's Risk Gauge. There's a lot of things happening in this game. The counter hit system, the wall system, the juggle system. There's a lot of different things, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun to solve all the different aspects of the game and figure out, how to make things work, how to get your offense going, how to have good defense, how to optimize your combos. I'm really excited for all of that. Like I said, the game does seem simplified a little bit, but there definitely do seem to be a lot of interesting things to continue to mess with. Especially the Roman Cancel system has this change now where you can kind of install a direction with it. So that's kind of cool. And the way they've kind of made Roman Cancel function like a burst in the sense that it has a hitbox. Whenever a new fighting game comes out, it's just fun to explore, like figuring out a new puzzle from the ground up. I'm really excited for that aspect, and even though Strive does seem like it's very simplified from the previous Guilty Gear games, it does still seem overall pretty systems heavy and like the kind of game that you can really sink your teeth into and get a lot of enjoyment out of. But moving on to the final reason I'm a little worried is just will there be enough to keep people interested? I feel like there's kind of a meme with anime fighting games where there's maybe 1 or 2 fighting games that get a really big audience, like Dragon Ball FighterZ, still has a huge audience 3 years later. But most other games, their life cycle can be a little bit limited. People lose interest, or people move on to a new game or whatever, and then the audience falls off. And fighting games, really having a variety of opponents to play against is the lifeblood of fighting games. For new players especially, it's like impossible to get into a fighting game if there aren't a bunch of people playing it, because that means that, the handful of people you can find online are all experts who have been playing forever, and it's going to be hard to learn against them. So we'll have to see if Strive is going to be able to keep people interested. I know they have a lot of content planned. They're going to be rolling out DLC shortly after the game comes out, so it seems like they're going to be supporting the game for a while. And, like I said, it does seem like a fairly systems-heavy fighting game, but just I'm wondering, with the limited combo system, with the reduced complexity, is there going to be enough to keep people interested for the long term? I hope there is. I especially think that Rollback netcode can help with this, because it means, you'll find a wider variety of opponents to play against because you can search slightly further away in the world and still get not laggy matches. So I really hope, if the game ends up being good, if it ends up being fun, that, it'll be a nice, supported, and played fighting game for a long time. I mean, that's what I want. I want every fighting game that people enjoy. I want people to be able to find matches and play online and have tournaments with plenty of competitors. So we'll have to wait and see. But I think either way, the game's going to be really exciting to play. Like I said, April 9th is the release date, but I believe if you buy the special edition or whatever, you get it 3 days early, something like that. But you better believe that I'm going to be keeping you guys updated with everything that's happening for Guilty Gear Strive as we get closer to its release date. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons if you enjoyed the video. I would really appreciate it, and it helps it get shown to more people so that I can hear everyone else's thoughts on what's going on with Strive. Let me know in the comments. Are you excited for the game? Are you worried about the game? Are you feeling the hype? Be sure to let me know. And thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.